Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 51-year-old from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada and the USA. Way back when, came up in junior hockey with St. Albert Saints and Kelowna Spartans, earning his way to my Western Michigan Broncos, where he became a staple in the lineup for 4 seasons. And over those 4 seasons, put up a crowd-pleasing 3 goals. He then mucked around pro hockey for 3 seasons in the Western Professional Hockey League with the Monroe Moccasins and Amarillo Rattlers. After a cup of coffee with the Kalamazoo Wings in the -6 and 8 games, he hung him up and for 4 seasons coached my Broncos and tried to help a short, fat guy from Elmira make it, becoming yoga enthusiasts and track stars. And I've not seen him in approximately 18 years. Welcome on, Brendan Kenny.
Wally, great to be here. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, did you
That's
like that
great.
intro? I even put in you scored 3 goals during your
Oh, I
Bronco
know.
career.
Yeah. I think I can remember all of them too. That's how that's how crazy it was. Oh yeah. Oh
uh,
yeah.
that was a long time ago, and you remember your goals?
Yeah, well, when you only have three, like it's not too hard, right? I got
Right,
my I got my first one actually in Joe Louis when I was a freshman. Scored in Joe Louis. We did the old CCHA championship back then.
right.
Was there. So scored against Michigan, Joe Lewis. So there you go. So maybe
You,
I'll just stop there. The other
yeah,
two weren't as good,
you
right?
probably wouldn't forget that, but I guess at least you got to play at Joe Louis because
At
my
least
4 years we struck out. You
there you
know,
go. Fair
yeah.
enough. Yeah.
We never did
Yeah.
play in the Joe while I was there. Pretty disheartening, you know.
Coaching. No, that was all coaching back then. Well, it was coaching, right?
Man, there was a few reasons why we didn't win, I would say. I don't think we had everybody bought in. I think we had guys checked out come my end of my senior year. There was not a good vibe between the coach and players. Not with you. Me and you had a great relationship, but
Yeah,
there was
I
some
always
tension there. There was some
little,
tension.
a little tension along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh well.
you know what? Most of us all did our best though every game, right?
Yeah. No, I mean that's I think everybody always did, I think. Right? I mean that's what I would take
Yeah,
anyway.
I
Or
mean
hope anyway.
we were all brothers. I mean, we were as tight as a hockey team could be away from the rink. And
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but
yeah, I think you guys had a good time from what I recall.
Connor, I always have a good time.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do. I'm glad that hasn't changed. I'm glad that hasn't
That
changed.
well,
So
I had to come up with doing a podcast to keep having fun.
I think, oh yeah, there you go.
Once you grow up, you got to get creative on how to have fun, you know.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I
So
know.
we haven't seen each other in a very long time, and I've been trying to track you down because I know that you were trying to help me and make me more of a grown up and take care of myself and make it. And you did help me, and I always did appreciate it. And
Oh, that's good.
yeah, I know you were
Yeah,
trying. I was trying too, you know, but
I know you were trying. I know
I've
you were
got
good.
bad
That's
body
because
type.
hey, tell me about it, buddy. Tell me about it. I know that's why I knew, right? I knew. I was just trying to, I was like, dude, it's not gonna get easier. Trust me. It's gonna get harder.
Oh yeah, it was an interesting time in my life looking back on it. How it all went, the timing of the lockout after my big year,
Yeah.
and going back for the senior year, and then trying to do a 2 mile run in 12 minutes. That was, well, quite frankly, it was impossible at 5'8".
It's all in your mind, Wally. It's all in
Was
your
it?
mind. You
I
just have,
tried as
yeah.
hard as I could.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, those were
gosh.
tough. Those were tough runs. Trust me, I know that too. So they were
They are
they
tough
were tough.
runs.
Yeah,
Eight
yeah,
laps, and you gotta get each lap in 90 seconds to make it.
yeah.
Come those second 4 laps, it's a real
Yeah,
grind out there.
she's starting to push, right? Yeah. No, I know.
Um,
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that went into therapy after that to get over those 8 laps, eh?
there, there was a real mental block there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of guys.
I
That's
think
good.
Yahtzee came in at a crowd pleasing 15 and a half minutes. He was almost there.
Yeah, it's just just a bad day.
Yeah,
Hey, it was just a
yeah.
bad day going.
Yeah, he just, maybe didn't get enough sleep the night before. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it's not enough water.
Um, so we haven't talked in a very long time, but you were my NCAA coach, and I'm right into coaching now, and I like having coaches on and picking their brains. But
Yeah,
a year after I was gone, was you only coached one more year after I left, eh?
that's right. Yeah, yeah. I made a decision in the spring summer of 2006. My wife and I, we just had our second boy that in March there. I remember those playoffs. Didn't make it to the first round. Gabriel was born right on that in that we were up in Lake State, I believe. And you guys won, you guys beat Lake State, and we played Miami the next round. But yeah, going into that, and yeah, just made a decision, right? I love coaching,
Hmm.
right? It's great. I'm glad you're doing it now. Love coaching. Got into coaching after all my boys. This is actually the first season I haven't been behind the bench.
Is that right?
Yeah, for since then. Um, but yeah, I just decided, I got my degree, both degrees from Western Michigan, right? Was really lucky enough to do that. So decided to
What
move
degrees
back.
did you get? I thought were you doing
I've
an
got
MBA?
I was, yeah, did that. So I've got a
Hey,
bachelor's.
fun fact, buddy. I got one of those too.
You got, I think I saw that. I think I
Yeah,
saw that you got
I'm pretty
that
sure
you
that
got, yeah.
piece of paper says you are smart as fuck.
Are you sure it says that, Wally? Are
I
you
thought it was in
sure?
the
Are
small
you
print
sure?
at the bottom. I thought that's what it
Yeah,
said.
there's
Yeah,
a small
business
print. Yeah.
ninja.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now you really got it, right? Balance sheets, income statements, you got it. Hey,
Oh
you're
yeah,
crushing it.
I
Yeah.
hated the accounting stuff. Hey, that's your world.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, I got finance. Finance is my
Finance.
is my background. So yeah, so we decided to move back to Alberta in '06. Did that and
And then you
yeah,
were
just
you were basically out of hockey being your job, and then it
yeah,
was
out of hockey
time to
being
get
my
to work.
job. That's right. Time
Hmm.
to get going. But no, it was great. I mean, the stuff that I took from coaching, I actually think I used every day in on the business side, right? Of being
Totally
a part of a
understand.
team, how to help manage, how to get guys going towards the same goal, how to do that. I think I learned a ton trying to figure that out, particularly with 18 to 24-year-olds that
Just a bunch
might
of
might
donkeys too.
yeah, that might be a little bit parched when they're doing their 2 mile run, right? And so it was great though. But yeah, I came back to the Edmonton area. That's where I grew up, as you sort of mentioned there at the beginning. Got into a couple different things. Moved around for a little bit, but then finally hooked on with an amazing team. Found that amazing team
Yeah.
back in 2011. I think it was a company called Silent Air, and I had an amazing career there. Sort of grew up with that group. It was a young team. We were all sort of mid 30s, late 30s, and it was a manufacturing company. And they'd been going for a while, and they were just taking off more and more. And I joined, and we had a smaller shop when I joined, and we sold 3 years ago to a company called Johnson Controls. And during that time, I had a full career. Right, we were in Edmonton. We expanded down to Phoenix, bought a company over in Ireland, did massive amount of stuff, and went through the sale process as part of the executive team. And yeah, it was great. Real
It all
happy.
worked out for you.
Yeah, I would say that it worked out really well. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
um,
I think when we joined Wally, we were 150 people. When we sold, we were 4,000. So
4,000.
yeah, so it was like I said, it was amazing. But amazing things happen when you have a great team,
I
right? And I
I
and I
couldn't agree more.
right.
Um,
I know you see that. So
well, and yeah, the coaching or leadership matters. For my story is hockey ended uh, when my knee went, and then I came back to the real world to a new town. Didn't know many people. It took a few months. Slid into some depression there. Had a tough go. Really, every day
Yeah,
was
yeah.
no purpose to get up and at them. And anyways, randomly meet the CEO of Superheat at Boston Pizza on a Wednesday at lunch while I was helping a carpenter out for cash. We got shooting the breeze, and I had put my resume in there, and then he went back and checked it out, and then brought me in for another interview with all the managers or whatever, and then told me his plan for me and said, it's up to you if you want to go out and actually do the job for a couple months and leave home. And I did that. And I mean, from not knowing the guy and him taking a chance on me, I've now been with him almost 10 years and
Oh, great.
came up with a team. And when they made
Yeah.
me a supervisor for a department, they said, we want you to change the culture of this department. And I said, oh, I'll use my hockey background to try and do that. And now I got a team of rock stars, and they take care of so much for me, and they're awesome at their jobs, and they're great people. And then I can do podcasts on lunch hour, and everybody's happy.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. It goes, we talked a lot about it is a lot of people talk about being a part of a team,
Mhm.
but I don't think a lot of people truly understand what it is to be a team, right? You have to
Right.
fit in, you got to do your role, and then when the team wins, everybody wins as opposed to,
Mm,
I know
indeed.
you were the goal scorer, Wally. I was the guy that blocked shots,
Right. And
right? Like
you need
that's
both
all that I did.
kinds.
But like you do, right? And
Hey, you know
but
what? I block shots too, Kenner, but you only have to block shots if you play in your own end.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
brings back a memory, though. I don't know if you'd remember this game. It's one of my hockey memories I recall. I was on the penalty kill, right in front of the student section. Went down on one knee to block a shot, and I was right in front of the guy. The guy must have seen me standing there right in front of him on one knee, and he took a slap shot and hit me right at the end of the penis. And like the jock was on, but like it was touching the cup, and then it hit me, and I remember rolling around on the ice, squeezing it, holding it in front of the whole student section. It was so embarrassing.
That
uh
guy, that guy's got unreal aim, hey?
yeah, he meant to.
Yeah.
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 Shut up. um
Okay.
what's your best Western Michigan story? Is it that goal in at Joe Louis?
Playing,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that was pretty cool. We lost that game though. Um, yeah, that's a best playing moment. I guess on an individual side, maybe that I mean that freshman year that we had, I think, or that I had, I think it was pretty special on that. We did make it to the tournament that year as well. I think it was, first time in a long time that Western had been there. We went, so it was probably that whole season, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like
Yeah, because
it was
winning's
great.
fun. Winning's fun, and
Yeah,
it makes your days way
winning.
better.
Yeah, it makes your days. It was a great team. We had really good. We had great leadership that year as well too. Our captain was a guy named Brent Brecky. He's head coach at St. Lawrence right now. And we had, just a great team, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're part of a great team, things are great.
Yes.
I think we had, off ice. I think we had like 13 consecutive Saturdays of going out, having a great time. One of the seniors, we always went over to his place. So yeah, it was just all around. It was great.
It was
So
fun.
it was fun. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, it's like my senior year. I remember like one of the first weekends of the season, we swept Ohio State at home. It was Halloween weekend. And yes, we did host the party, and it was a great time.
It's a great time.
It was one of those parties you remember forever.
Yep.
And I was thinking, wow, we got a pretty good team this year, and this is gonna be super fun. And then it didn't really go that way, and it wasn't that much fun. And that was one of the last nights we were allowed to actually have a go because we kept losing on
Yeah, kept
Saturdays.
losing.
God,
Yeah.
hate that shit.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Anywho, what was your favorite bar while you were playing at Western Michigan?
Well, we always went to Waldo's.
Great
right?
spot.
Like that was yeah, that was kind of the go-to there for 4 years. So yeah, it's tough to beat that one, right? On
What
campus, you saw everybody. It was, when we were freshmen, it was, I know it was 21, but yeah, we were,
there's some hall passes
yeah, there might have been a
for the
few
hockey guys.
backdoor. Yeah, yeah.
Backdoor tap-ins.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a
What
lot. There
was the
was a lot.
tap room there when you played?
I don't think so.
Oh no,
No,
because
I
if
don't
it
think
was,
so.
you'd know.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. No, I don't remember that one. No.
It was there at the start of my Western career, and the first my freshman year, it was the most college hockey bar ever.
Yeah,
Uh, there'd be a huge line after games. They would let all of us skip the line. We'd put down our credit card for the night, and they'd charge us
yeah.
$5 for whatever we did at the end of the
Nice.
day.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
was,
didn't matter. Hey, yeah, you get
there
the
was
five
things
bucks.
going on in there that just, you know what, that couldn't happen these days. There's too many people taking pictures and videos.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm so happy I lived in the era without
All the
pictures and
yes,
without
yeah.
100%,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Like
you can't even have much fun anymore because every so it's just
yeah, it's crazy. No, I
it,
know. I mean, you
you're
got to
always being
talk to
watched.
yeah, you got to talk to your kids. You got to talk to this about don't do that, don't,
Well, and
yeah.
raising
So,
kids in this day and age, they have to get it too. That it's like you can't
yeah.
post anything that's wrong. You can't say anything too wrong. You can't if
Yeah,
you're you
no,
guys
it's
if you guys are having fun and having a go, put the phones away.
yeah, put the 100%. Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, our HR guy when we hired, first thing he did, Instagram and Facebook, see
Hmm.
what,
See what they're
oh,
about.
see what's going on, see how big of a party or see this, that. Yeah, it's
Wonder what
crazy.
people would think about me then.
Yeah. Well, they think, okay, this guy knows how to have a good time,
Right, and I do.
and you do.
Here's a random small world one for you. I became close with the Cardiff Devils owners, and
Yes.
I've had them on the pod, and they told me in some big real world meeting, you were dealing with them, and you guys started
Yep.
discussing my fat ass.
Yeah, well, out of nowhere, there's this great story of Wally pumping the team up over in Cardiff. I
Yeah,
think you probably told. I haven't heard too many of your podcasts, Wally. I guess that's my fault, but I got a feeling you've told this story
oh, probably.
before. Yeah, about running in, might have just only had paint on, trying to cheer
Mm,
the boys up, get them going. So,
yeah,
yeah, we were.
that happened.
Yeah, no, we were in the middle of working on a specific deal, and you know
A
how
small world,
Alberta,
eh?
yeah, exactly, right. But I mean, hockey is such a small world. I think everybody knows that, but you get talking this or that, and yeah, they were great guys,
They are great
and
guys.
and like we talked about earlier, the guy that has a great time all the time, they always come up, Wally. They
Well,
always come up, right?
I wasn't for everybody in my career, and I'd have a really good season and be asked to kindly leave. And those things hurt, especially when, like, say in Denmark, you're like second in the league in scoring, and you win the championship, and then you go in for your exit meeting, and they say, "Thanks, but no thanks." Um, then you're like, huh, maybe I'm the bad seed. And then I got to Cardiff and they liked me for me and they let me
Yeah,
be myself. And then I could play better and have more fun and help bring the team together, you know?
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Well, that's
Hmm.
good. Yeah. How long were you in Cardiff for? It was a couple years?
Just I played a full season. We won their first trophy in like a decade or so. And then the next year I hurt my knee right at the start of the year and couldn't play anymore forever.
Yeah,
So they let me stay, they let me keep the apartment, and I didn't really know how to help. So I helped. I was the power play coach, and then pregame speaker. And well, I try to do the best I can at whatever I'm doing. So the pregame speeches were completely out of hand, and I think the people that saw them probably will never forget them.
that's good. Hey, that's what speeches are all about, right? You want to leave a lasting memory. So,
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah.
it was interesting because yeah, they had me back 5 years later for a Wally night, and I only played like one season for them. So that was pretty neat.
There you go.
So I
You
guess
know,
it's not
you
just about hockey playing.
that's right. No,
You got to be
no,
willing to do whatever it takes, and if that means spray painting yourself and getting naked for the boys, then you do it.
you do it exactly right. You do whatever you have to for the boys.
Right. Which brings back another memory. When Mo was the captain of the University of Minnesota, or sorry, when he was with University of Minnesota and was
Yeah.
looking to transfer, and he was coming to Western Michigan for his recruiting trip, and I was your guy to take out recruits. I
Oh,
do.
yes, you were. We
Oh,
we knew that.
yeah.
That was that one. Hey, we might have not known a lot of things. That we knew. Oh, we gotta send him
I
with
did
Wally.
I did my best every single time.
Oh, I know you did, buddy. That's all for the team. I know.
There was one recruit that got away. That might have been my fault. I think I had too much fun and showed him my true colors. And then, well, he didn't have an iPhone, but he had like the Polaroid where you got to wind it. And he took pictures when we had been having fun all night. And like, if he got those pictures produced or whatever, I'm not sure what his parents would have thought of Western Michigan University if they saw them.
Yeah.
But he didn't come, so it was okay.
It's probably better anyway then.
He obviously didn't fit in.
Yeah, if he's not fitting in, then why are you coming, man? That's why you go on a recruiting trip, right? You got to make
Well,
sure you fit in.
it is fun getting to be the guy that takes out the recruits because then when they do come to the school and you can always talk about that night together that got them there, it's like, yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's always a good one.
Do you remember your recruiting trip way back when?
Well, that I never had one.
Mm,
I was really late in heading to Western Michigan and just I remember just showing up, barely even knew where the heck I was going and it was so hot that summer. I mean, here's an Alberta boy coming going down and we had no air conditioning. I was in Henry Hall way back when. Like we weren't my roommate and I, Darren Maloney, who's another Alberta boy. They stuck the Alberta boys together and
makes sense.
the yeah, and the smallest room I think known to mankind. So we just
You
slept
guys
in
weren't in the
there. It was
Burnhams?
no, we weren't in the Burnhams. We until after because we were both late. We were both late kind of ads. They had lost Scott Chartier like really late. He signed pro and so anyway, I ended up just going down and playing hockey. There you go. So it
Yeah,
worked. It
just
was great.
I'll never forget my recruiting trip because when I got there, it's like this is
Who
the
took who took you out on that one? Who was
yeah,
your guy?
you have want to know? They lost. They lost. We had
Oh,
big plans. They,
brutal.
they played University of Michigan at home and had the lead like 3 or 4-1, and it was the most electric arena I've ever been in. And then I was watching guys from University of Michigan that were just in the World Juniors, like Camilleri and all them.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos were like right there with them, and I was like, well, I like being the underdog, and then they ended up losing that game, so they were not allowed to go out and have fun. So we actually just went back to the Burnhams, the biggest breeding grounds in college hockey.
Yes.
A lot of athletes,
Lot of
a
athletes.
lot of
Lot of
athletes
athletes.
in that building.
Lot of athletes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Ton.
yep, right. Um,
Yeah.
hmm the boys on one side, the girls on the other side.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Just a couple crazy
it's
kids
like
all
yeah,
leaving home for the first
just
time, eh?
hey, you know what? What can you do,
What
right?
what can you do?
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of relationships I remember between the hockey team and the gymnastics team.
Gymnastics, soccer,
Soccer.
yeah,
Yeah.
volleyball. They could be too tall for some hockey
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Sometimes a little too tall. Yeah.
Yeah, but the boys would try to um,
Introduce themselves.
right to the other
Introduce
teams.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was friendly. It was
um,
friendly.
right. And there would be like the beach volleyball outside the cafeteria, and the boys would always take their tops off. I don't know why. I never did.
I don't, it's weird. It's
Yeah,
weird how
what
that
were they
happens.
trying to show off? I don't
Yeah.
understand. I couldn't do it. I kept my shirt on.
Yeah. You're like, how come that guy's got his shirt on? Don't worry about it. He can shoot the puck a ton. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry, I got sidetracked talking
Oh,
about Mo and Mike Erickson
yeah.
coming
Yeah, yeah, sure.
for that recruiting trip. You guys might have mentioned to me, do what it takes. I said, gotcha.
Done.
So then we had fun.
Yeah.
And then for some silly reason, you guys made us have yoga or work out at 6 a.m. And while I had worked hard to get Mo to come to Western Michigan the night before, so I wasn't feeling that good at 6 a.m. And then you had us trying to do the yoga standing on one foot. You put your foot out in front of you. I was,
Yeah.
I was all over the room. Oh man, fun
Oh,
times. The boys were having a laugh with me though.
that was a good one. Yeah.
But hey, I was just following instructions.
That's right. Yeah.
But it is fun when you do those recruiting trips because then when you get those people to come, it's like, well, yeah, I played
Yeah.
there, but it also you get to leave your impact on having other guys come too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Mo was a great guy, or still is. I haven't talked to him forever either, but
I got to get
yeah, it
him
was,
on in the shed too. I haven't talked to him yet.
oh, you haven't? Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Really
jeepers,
good guy.
really
Yeah.
good guy, great captain.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Really good.
mm, well, I don't think I should bring up what was going on that year, but I think, well, I will. I don't care, right? I can sling it now. It's all over.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. Isn't that all part of it? I
I
mean,
think
everybody's
so.
got
I
their
mean, you can
stories. Yeah.
clear the air now.
That's
Mo was
right.
our captain, and there may have been times that we were bag skating with puke buckets on the ice with a fella sitting in a chair at center ice, and the boys just really weren't having much fun playing hockey anymore. And the relationship was not healthy between the head coach and some of the fellas. Um, at one point in that season, our captain was well, he was organizing a coup. I think that's what it's called. But he had came from Minnesota and thought it
Yeah.
should be one way, and it wasn't that way, and he had a tough time with it. And it was weird for me because I was an assistant captain, and I would say I was on the same page as him, and I agreed with his thoughts. But I had a lot at stake in my career and future, and
Yep.
I didn't really know how to play that one.
Yeah, I think when I look at sort of two sides, right, where you sit sometimes as a player, you think things should be certain ways,
Right.
and you're only looking through one lens, right?
Yes.
And then as a coach, when you get behind there, right, you gotta remember that lens. I think sometimes coaches forget what the lens was as a player,
Hmm.
and then that can get lost, right? And I think that's part of what you take into business and things like that too, right? Like
For me, the
yeah,
coaching
life,
kids.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to remember that players only have one certain lens and they look at it one way, and then coaches always look at it some other way. But there has to be that balance of discipline, accountability, and where everybody knows what's really going on, and that's what I think can get lost, and that's when I think teams really break down, which when I look back on that, that's probably the biggest,
Well,
those were, I think, some of the biggest challenges, right? And that's
I would also agree that I got better as my career went on of not while holding my teammates accountable and not caring so much what they thought of me.
Mhm.
Knowing
Yeah,
I was doing it from the right place, and I would have
yeah.
no problem letting people know they weren't doing things right come the end of my time. When I was there, and some of the guys weren't totally bought in off the ice, on the ice. I mean, I think some of them made their own beds that they slept in, and that's why they didn't
Hmm.
get to play that much. And then they would always say, "Poor me." And it's like, well,
Yeah,
actually, you're not doing everything right.
yeah,
So there's
yeah.
got,
And those
yeah,
no, exactly, right. But those are the challenges of becoming a good leader,
yeah.
right? And saying, okay, this
And
is
I was
actually
always the
the
guy that
right way to
wanted
do it.
everybody to like me on the team, and sometimes I would let things slide that I shouldn't have because I wanted everybody to get along and be happy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
doesn't
No,
help you win.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't help you win, where in reality, everybody actually likes discipline, likes accountability, because then
Hmm.
everybody's towing the same boat, and then you have a great team.
Hmm.
But when you don't have those things from the top all the way down, that's when teams break down, right?
I totally agree that everybody has to be on the same page and on the same team. And I mean, yeah, that's I think that's where we lacked come the end of senior year was there was a lot of guy there was you can't win with passengers, and there was at least a handful. So it is what it is now, right? But
Yeah.
God, I hate losing. It still pisses me off that my 4 years at Western were not successful. I mean, you can score all the goals and assists you want and be up for individual awards, but losing sucks. And
Yeah, losing does suck.
oh man. And then like for me, when I was trying to put in everything I had, and I loved Western Michigan, and then I mean, I thought we progressively got worse as I was there, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, bad taste in
Yeah.
my mouth for a long time after. God, I got issues, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well,
did you hear
yeah.
the under 13 Kincardine Canucks are all Ontario champions though?
I didn't. I missed that. I missed
Oh,
that. Like
shoot.
I'm not on a lot of social media, so I probably
Yeah.
missed that. That's me.
Well, okay. Well, just letting you know that my son and I and all our brothers in town won all Ontario last year. We went 16-0 in
Nice.
the playoffs, beat everybody.
Nice.
Hmm.
There you
Yeah,
go.
my
That's coaching, right?
no, that's their player. They're playing. I'm not. I don't get any credit. They were the players
There
that
you
went out
go.
and scored the goals. I never scored one. But this
Yeah.
year, we started out winning our first two tournaments, and it's been electric. The boys shaved my head. We've been doing belly flops. Then they shaved each other's heads. We've had golf tournaments, and then they pulled her out the first two tournaments. And then this last weekend, we lost in the finals, 1-0 to a
Oh,
team. Uh,
that's okay. You
uh,
need some losses every once in a while.
well, you got to let it hurt, right, and learn from
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Yeah.
Got ran
Yeah.
into a hot goalie, a one gamer. What are
Yeah.
you gonna do? And goalie
It
stopped all the
happens.
pucks.
It happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned in my time coaching, my little guys moving all the way up, right? A good season is the players, bad season's the coach.
Yeah.
So there you go, right? And I just
Yeah.
take it. I
I'll
just
I'll
take it.
take the
It is,
blame too if we
yeah,
lose. It's on me.
exactly. It's on me. It's easier,
Uh,
right? The parents, it's easier for the
well,
parents.
I mean, at our time at Western, I don't think that many guys really went out there and gone and done it afterwards, other than like Pat Dwyer. But
Yeah.
it would have been neat for you to watch guys go pro that you've been helping and coaching. Because for me, coaching these kids in this town, well, I have three that they were my first years last year, so they were with me again. I only have three returning players, but it's my third year coaching these three boys. One of them is my son, and like they're really good. Like the other kid that grew up right around the corner from Colby, my son, uh, the two of them might be the best players in our loop or who we will play against this year. And watching that
Mhm.
other kid, Brady Collins, play, man, his hockey IQ, the way he sees the ice, the way he makes every player around him better. And then if he does lose a puck, the work ethic and back checking on him, and he's like our captain and leader, and he doesn't have to say much. He just goes out and does it. Like, man, I really believe in these kids, and I think they can go places. And for me to get to see that and be a part of it would be awesome.
Yeah. No, it's always a great. To me, that I always thought that was the best part of coaching was
Yeah.
when your players move on.
Hmm.
Right? When you move on and the players are successful, that to me, I always thought it meant that you at least did something really well as a coach. Maybe not, like maybe it was always the kid, but I think you sort of have a little bit in there,
I
right? And
I
and
totally
and I think it's
understand.
great.
When my son got whatever you call it, asked to play with the AAA team for a tournament, and then he had never been out with them before. He hasn't been around that yet, but he went to this tournament, and his position on the ice, playing center, D side of the puck, playing hockey the right way, not making mistakes, and he worked his way up the lineup throughout the weekend to see that he could just join a team and fit right in. Was heartwarming as his coach, because I did struggle when I went to the AHL. The D zone that I had learned
Yeah,
at Western
I was gonna say,
Michigan.
did you just say D zone?
I
coverage,
did. I
Wally?
yeah.
Did you?
I well,
Nice. Hey, good on you.
that's my bread and butter. And I think after Western, my first year in the coast, Derek Clancy, who's now the assistant GM of the Leafs, taught me D zone his way with
Yep.
painting the ice and just in quadrants playing the zone. And
Cool.
it changed my whole career because it was way easier than when back in the day when Jammer had us playing man on man defense and like chasing the D man all over the ice. I did that when I got to the AHL and the coach really didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really sure what to do because that's what I'd been doing. Um, so anywho, the first practice every year I paint the ice, just like Derek Clancy did.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Cool. But there you go, right? You took something and it helped you and you're able to pass it on. That's great.
Well, and each coach I cross paths with, you take something from them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know I even took things from you?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do you have your yoga booklet? That's what you're throwing.
I actually gave up yoga.
That's all right. That's
I
all
always
right.
always struggled at that sport. But
Well, wait, yeah.
I do remember you going the extra effort with me all the time though, and I remember when we were named captains, which meant a lot to me. Going over to your house and you had us read like a army leadership book, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had like our own little book club.
Yeah. 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 That's the book was Be No Do.
Be no do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just so you know, come the end of my career, I was a more solid leader. But you know, I would hold
Hey,
people more accountable than
yeah,
maybe back in the day.
it's just a journey. Just a
You got to
journey.
learn.
You gotta learn. That's it. If you're taking something, right? That's good.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
good, Wally. Yeah.
Uh,
So does your son shoot the puck like you?
uh, yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, there you go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is showing signs of being a real hockey player, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to watching his journey.
Good. Yeah. Oh, it's a long one and lots of changes in the hockey world right now, that's for sure. So yeah,
No
she's
kidding. And while you've seen it now, the OHL, WHL, Q can go to the NCAA now. That is a
yeah,
real game changer.
yeah, yeah, changes a lot. Changes a lot. So
It really does. And so the other coach with you while we were there that I was tight with and always tried to take me under his wing too was Brooksy.
yeah.
And I've had him on a couple times and he's still in the game. And man, they must be working their bums off trying to figure out how this is all going to work with the new leagues being able to come.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows, but they're going. Yeah, I saw Brooksy's at Clarkson, I think, right now, and I saw them. They just took a goalie out of Kitchener, I believe, for next year. So
Real.
he's
So
on
it's
it,
already
but
happening.
yeah, it's already going. But that's Brooksy. I mean, he gets going. He's all over the place. So there's
Well, and
no,
he's got that honey hole of small town Ontario, so it
yeah,
makes sense he's around the Kitchener area.
that's right. That's right.
It's
So
so
it's
cool
good.
for me that when I went to Western, that Brooksy did do a lot of recruiting from my neck of the woods because, like Soupy's still overseas, but I get to see Jeremy.
Yeah.
We've reconnected from
Oh,
seeing
awesome.
each other at our kids' sporting events and then doing the podcast. But then we did go back to Kalamazoo this year for the golf event, and it was
Oh,
my
nice.
first time back in however many years. And it was very heart fulfilling going back and seeing all the boys. There weren't many guys from our era there, but I'm hoping to recruit them all to get back. And
Good.
I had a great time. We were with Yammer and Paul Davies,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, we had a real hoot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the last time I went back was before COVID and we were doing a reunion. I think it was a 25th year reunion of that freshman team that we had. So it
right.
would have been, I guess, 2018 or so. Yeah, but Jarmy and Davies were there as well too. It was so good to see those guys. I mean,
Oh,
just salt of the earth guys. They were so good. Yeah, I
totally
love
agree.
those guys.
It
Yeah.
was great for me to have those guys when you get to the school. Latz, Jeremy,
Yeah.
Davies, Draker, like they were all such great leaders.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I generally see Lats about once a year, so he's out in the Calgary area here right now too. So that's good.
What a
Yeah,
dandy he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you had him on?
Of course.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
he's still awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's the
yeah.
best thing about this is I get to see all the guys and everybody's still the same, you know?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
You haven't changed much yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So did you all this minor hockey you coached over the years, did you win anything fun?
Yeah, good question.
If that's
Yeah,
a good question, then you didn't.
yeah, I know. Oh, great.
Sorry,
Well,
because
I
I
was,
know if I
yeah,
have.
yeah, because you don't have as many years as I do in my coaching minor hockey.
Uh,
Yeah, I was part of the coaching staff. My oldest boy won provincials, and this I'm going way back here. This is in Adam. So that was the top Adam team at that what I don't know, it's Adam double or something. So I don't know. I guess they've changed that now. What would that be like
that's
you?
they're always changing stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
wild
I
around
don't
here.
I don't even know what you that is
Mm,
anymore because all
yeah,
my boys are older now. So yeah, so we had that. So that was a provincial championship. So that was a big one.
yes, that would be
Um on that and sort of different little successes here
in the
here along the
tournaments.
way. So
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah,
man,
yeah, tournaments, this and that. But
yeah.
no, it's all been great. I mean, like I said, this is actually my first year not behind the bench
And so, yeah, when you
since
give up coaching as your job, but then you still get to coach, you're still part of the game and still have a team in your life.
yeah,
That's what I've found is what was missing the most for me after hockey was not having a team, not having a team to screw around with and play hockey with.
yeah,
It's really fun coaching.
yeah, yeah, it is, right? You get that other side and you get to do little different things. You got to think a little differently, but you still get to be a part of it
Yeah, and you get
and
to
you know,
become
for
friends with your kids' friends and show them how
yeah,
high you can belly flop and
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
My new thing I'm getting involved this season is having moo-offs. Do you know what a moo-off is?
I don't know.
You should try it out sometime because once you start mooing, it's hard to stop. You get on all fours and get right in each other's faces, and who you maintain eye contact the whole time and moo at each other, and whoever laughs first loses. So I've had the kids do it for Player of the Game awards. I've had the parents do it in the party room when the kids go to bed, and
Yes. Yeah.
seeing the parents buy in and moo off against each other was heartwarming.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, because
I was trying to
nothing.
bring the fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's nothing like the parents' party room,
No, it's something
right?
in minor
Like,
hockey. It's a real thing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Legit.
like these people, they all have big jobs and all that sort of thing. But you can get them around a minor hockey tournament. They can really let their hair down.
Oh yeah. She changes in a hurry.
Really can, especially when the kids go down. Hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Whether it's in the halls, whether it's in the room. Oh yeah. She gets going. Yeah,
Well, I guess
yeah.
that
There's
brings
a there's
back.
a I yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's a lot of people had as good of a time in college, maybe as you did, Wally. So then they really get going, right?
Well,
So there you go.
I would say I set the bar really high at Western Michigan for how to have fun.
Yeah, I think you did. I think
I
you
agree.
did.
um,
Yeah.
all my teammates understood what I was trying to do. Just trying to
Oh
have
yeah,
fun.
exactly. Which you
Um,
did. Which you did. So it's
we
good.
did. But speaking of those minor hockey tournaments in the parents' room, is well, this season I got the move-offs going. Last season, when we did win it, and I say you got to become a family and everybody have fun in it together. The parents' room that last season, there was an evening where it turned into doing the worm. And apparently, around Kincardine back in the day, these people must have been doing the worm all over the place because they could all do it, and I could not. I wasn't even close. I nearly broke my toes because I couldn't hold my feet up when I went down, and man, my toes hurt for days. And then you'd see all these moms just worming it across the floor. It was frustrating.
Yeah. Well,
Mm,
it's a skill. It is a
right.
skill, Wally. I'm not shocked you can't do it though.
Thanks.
But
Uh, so other minor hockey events I've had in my couple of years. I played mini hockey against a dad from another team. He walked by with mini sticks, and I said I'd play you. And their team was at one end of the hallway, and we were at the other end. And it turned into one-on-one in the hallway. And I did let that game slide. I let him win. I wouldn't admit that to him, but I tried to put on a good show for everybody. Then both teams all started hanging out together and everybody was getting along and having drinks together. And I thought, huh, all over one mini hockey game. And
There you
then
go.
the other time I wasn't coaching, I was just a parent. Met a newfie out front of the hotel later on in the evening. And well, he explained what leg wrestling was. So I had to try it. We got down in front of the front desk in the hotel lobby, and we had a leg wrestling match, and he dominated me. I'm not a leg wrestler.
You mean those little legs
He
they didn't
flipped me
bring the
right over.
force over? Yeah.
Flipped me right
Okay.
over.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird. I'm having a hard time picturing that.
That's it was something. I had never been dominated like that in a sporting event. But yeah, it's about as good at leg wrestling as yoga.
Yeah. There you go. Well,
Yeah,
hey, maybe a little more flexibility in the yoga would have helped in the leg wrestling.
that's true. Or
Yeah.
exercising still.
Or yeah, well,
Uh,
that's sometimes it's over.
I gave it up when people stopped paying me to be in shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I understand.
Right. Like Pat Dwyer's a coach in the NHL.
Yeah, is he up in the NHL now? Or I
Yeah,
thought I
he's
saw he was in
assistant
the
coach of the
American League.
Minnesota Wild.
That is awesome for Patty.
Isn't that
Yeah,
something?
it is.
Yeah,
It's
he came
great.
on the podcast too. Like he's been on twice, once before, and now that he's an NHL coach, and I thought, wow, it's really neat that my friend's a coach in the NHL now.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, he's a good hockey player. He's good.
Sure
He could
was.
skate. Yeah,
Yeah, he had the intangibles.
he did.
He
Yeah,
played hard.
he did play hard. Yeah, he could
Mhm.
always skate and move. So it was good.
Skate and move, That's a thing too,
I know. It's weird in
Shoot.
hockey. It is.
Yeah.
I know,
You gotta get
but
around,
yeah,
eh?
yeah. You got to be able to go from point A to B
Mm,
relatively fast.
shoot.
Shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
um,
that's what all those discussions were about, Wally, back in the day, right? Trying to help you.
yeah, you were on me about dieting. I remember
Yeah,
you didn't enjoy the pita pit and me getting the gyro, which I really enjoy, especially with a lot of
yeah,
tzatziki. You didn't appreciate me eating that.
yeah. Well, at the time, I mean, I'm fine with you doing it now,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
When I went to Germany, some of the teams had issues with it too, but I really enjoyed that. So
Ah, Germans.
they
Oh
just,
well.
that's that. They liked me for a while.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, what else should we talk about? You have any questions for me while I look at what I've wrote down here?
Wait, look at what I wrote
I haven't
down.
looked at my notes yet. We've just been talking.
Yeah, no, it's been good. No, it's well, I'm glad that you've been able to reconnect with some of the old boys and stuff. It would be great. We should try
Get a
and
group one
put something
together.
together, get a group together, going back for
Oh,
one of the reunions. I don't get a lot of information out of the Broncos right now. Maybe I should fix that, but I think it would be really good to get
it's
some of
hard
those
to pay
guys back
attention
together.
to all the stuff going on in the hockey
Yeah,
world, especially when like you played as many teams as I did because nobody wants you back. Um, to actually pay attention to all the wins and losses that go on. There's a lot of hockey that goes on in the world.
there is a lot. There is a lot. Yeah,
Hmm I
yeah.
mainly swear about my concurrent Canucks.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I know that's what you focus on, right? It's different times in life, right? Of
Mm,
of what everybody's doing and your focus. But I think
yeah.
it's great. So I'm happy you're. Well, how many kids do you have? One.
On my team, I have 16.
Yeah,
We have
I
three.
mean, I mean,
How many
I
kids do I
mean,
have
just
like
yeah,
from
yeah, no, like
breeding?
like
I have
yeah,
two. I
from
have a boy
yeah.
and a girl.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Does your girl play? Does your girl
Yeah.
play
Oh
hockey as
yeah.
well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I coached her in under 9 local league, and
nice.
she's still with most of those girls this year, and she's had an awesome coach the last 2 seasons who will belly flop. And yesterday at their game,
Oh,
they
there
were
you
doing
go.
an outdoor warm up, and I saw him roll right into a cartwheel, and I thought, man, that's a good girls coach right there. He's
Nice.
he's bringing his A game every time. So yeah, she's in good hands, and then I'm hoping that I'll get to coach her next season again.
Cool.
But she's right into it. She wears her hockey stuff to school, necklaces, jackets, and it's fun seeing her be on a team and like have that friendship with all the gals.
Oh yeah, that's great. Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I'm
That's awesome.
also coaching the senior A team too. I'm on 3 teams.
There
So
you go. Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'm right back into it again.
Yeah. Do you play anymore? Are you
Oh
playing that on
God,
that
no,
senior A team or no?
no, no.
Yeah.
I just throw my under 13 boys around every once in a while.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
Let them know I
Well,
still
good.
got it.
Yeah. You go. I can see you. I can see you probably rifling a couple top shelf with the goalie there. So
Uh,
anyway,
no, no,
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Everyone. Oh yeah.
When I was a player, I would do that to the
Yeah.
goalies. They
I
should
know.
stop the puck. That's their job.
Yeah.
Still remember Marv punching me in the head at one time. It's a 2-on-1 drill. Am I not allowed to try and score? I took a slap shot from like below the hash marks and it hit him in the head. And then he came to the bench and punched me. And I said, "Oh, so sorry."
Yeah. No, I don't blame him.
Fine. Well,
Yeah.
I was just trying to score.
Yeah. Well, he can't hit him in the head.
Well, yeah. I actually guess I haven't taught that to my under 13 boys. My goalie's
Yeah.
taken a few in the head so far in
No, no,
warm-ups.
yeah. You see, this is yeah. See, then as
I
you
need to
start getting,
teach that lesson.
yeah, I put it in. It was, I think I had a rule with, again, I don't know these U things. I don't know. U15, my U15 team, if you hit the goalie in the head 3 times in practice, then we decided we're gonna go for a little skate because you got to be able to control your shot by then.
Um, Skating,
So
eh?
yeah,
Lightnings.
I know I skating again. Hey, Wally,
Hey,
brutal,
do
brutal.
you know that I've never bag skated my team? Ever?
Well, that's good.
Never.
Yeah, well, you're like, what are they? They're 10 years old. I hope
Under
you're good.
13, buddy. And
Oh, okay. 12. They're 12. That's good.
I hide them in practices. You don't have to just skate without pucks in
No,
hockey. You can have
hey,
pucks.
I totally agree with you. No, I think I've only did it once or two, maybe
Kenner,
only once.
Kenner,
So
Kenner.
not, not,
Do you want me to bring
not,
this?
hey,
A. So
hey,
A. So do you recall September's when
those were conditioning skates. Those were
A
conditioning skates, and I know
A
you love them. I
A
know I did them for
A
you.
A.
I did them to help you.
we, we didn't have blades on our sticks and we didn't have pucks.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
have no interest in that
Agree, man.
hockey. Zero.
Yeah. Well, no,
None.
you know what?
Don't want to do it.
I would be on that same team now too.
Mm,
Yeah. So you got to develop
mm.
as a coach, right? You got to
Right.
develop. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. Gotta,
Yeah.
maybe talk to people, see what they want.
See what they want to do. That's right.
Pretty sure if you asked me if I wanted a blade on my stick, I'd say yes, and a puck.
Yeah. I know. I
Oh
agree.
man, those
Yeah.
September's,
Those
a
are
lot,
weird.
lot of
Yeah.
working out in the NCAA, eh?
Oh, crazy. I know. And I know it's just a shock for every
Oh,
freshman coming in, I think.
it's that first month where you can't even wipe your ass or sit down, or then you got
Yeah.
to try and get around campus and every
Oh,
part
and
of your
walk and then walking across campus and stuff, and you're
just like you're riding a
just
horse. Go
oh, it's
Broncos.
brutal. I know. Yeah, exactly. It's just brutal. Yeah.
Mm,
I got a feeling the players coming in now are a little better. They seem to work out so much more than what we did back in the
right.
day.
You know,
I don't know.
I found that it changed over time that well, there's a point where working out kind of felt like punishment, and then
Yeah.
guys like enjoy it now. And like in the
Yeah.
summers, it's like 5, 6 guys that are hockey guys all go like work out together and hang out and like enjoy it. And it's not, um, well,
Yeah, it's
it's not
not like it's not a pain in the ass like it
like, yeah,
seems to be.
right. Like,
I don't know.
so I guess I just never enjoyed it. Where I think if I would have came up like enjoying working out, it would have
You
gone
did,
better.
oh, it's weird. I never got that from you, Wally. You didn't enjoy it.
Is that
It's
right?
weird. It's weird,
Hmm.
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
didn't seem like you enjoyed it either. Wasn't your
Yeah,
nickname when you're at Western Fatty?
it might have been. It
Yeah,
might have
and
been.
then you
Yeah.
guys started calling me pork, you know? That's
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. See, I was going to stay away from that, but you brought that up. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
at one point
I
my
think
nickname was Fat Pants.
fat. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. That might have been. I don't know where that came from. I don't know.
Mm,
But yeah, little pork wasn't it little pork?
Little Pork
If I
was one
remember.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Then I
was
went
a
to
good one.
Dayton and they called me Nugget. Then I went to
Mm.
Germany and they called me Kugelblitz, which means round lightning. Then I hurt my knee and the Kugel was or the blitz was gone, and I was only Kugel.
Just
So
just just Google.
yeah,
Just
I was just
Google.
round then, and I couldn't. We talked about
It
getting
was
around the
just
ice. It just wasn't
yeah.
wasn't the same.
Yeah. Oh
Mm,
well.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Do you know you played at Western Michigan with Daryl Andrews? Did you
I
know
did.
that
Yep.
me and him both have gold helmets from winning the championship in Denmark?
Oh, nice. No, I
Mhm.
didn't know that.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
teammates. He's a
Nice.
beauty.
Oh yeah, he's a beauty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
we
think
still
he's
are in contact. Every once in a while,
good.
he just sends me a really funny photo of him being a parent or something.
Yeah. Which is funny in itself, right? So there
Right.
you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my word, he's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a
Uh,
good guy. Yes.
and you also played with Swervin Irvin.
Yep.
Uh,
Swerve Nerves. Did you end up playing with him?
no, I just had him on the pod. Now I know him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is
He brought
he
up something. I'm trying to
Yep.
remember the story because it was in his episode. Something to do with a boxing match in the Kalamazoo Arena. And
Yes.
what
Yep.
happened there again?
So
I
so like
remember it being a good
UFC,
story.
yeah, so UFC had, it was just kind of getting going. I'm trying to like this would have been this would have been like 96 or 95, 96 kind of thing. And so back then they had it was just pure it was just boxing, and you could come in and fight. It was like King of the Ring or something like that. I can't remember. And Irvs decides, he's like, I'm going in.
Why not?
I'm gonna go.
Get involved.
Yeah, he's like, so we all go to the Kalamazoo Arena and we show up, we're watching it, and yeah, he signed up and he goes in, and it's just it's literally just a street fight, and the bell rings, and I mean, he's 6'3", big tall guy, right? I mean,
Mhm.
he's sophomore, junior college, so he's in great shape, and he just starts hammering this kid. Like
Oh,
he just starts throwing, ends up winning. But it was like there was some legit, really like bad dudes there, right? And so
and he would have to fight them.
yeah, so then like you kept going, but he was smart enough to eventually just bow out. But it was a crazy event. Like I can't really believe it was going on. So I mean, it would have been insane if the coaches knew he was doing it at the time. It was
This was
hilarious.
like off season or mid season.
No, it was yeah, it would have been after the season, right? It was probably like, I don't know, something like April or something like that, if I can remember. Yeah, it was hilarious. So
That would be hilarious. I love seeing people do funny things, and
yeah, yeah.
I
And
love seeing people fight.
yeah,
I do.
he is hilarious. Like Irvs he is hilarious.
Hmm.
Beauty guy. Yeah.
It's yeah, this has been fun getting to. It's like all the fun beauties all know each other. It's weird in the hockey world.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
It's weird.
So your freshman year, you jumped right into Western Michigan and got to play in 39 games. Not many freshmen get in the lineup all that much.
Yeah, it was no, like I said, it in reality it was probably my best year as part of that team. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I got the opportunity to play Bill Wilkinson. Grateful to him for that. And yeah, I really I don't know how it happened, Wally, right? But
Well,
what we did, played, and
you played your role off the
yeah.
glass and out, eh?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, barely off the glass. I could barely raise the puck. So,
Mm,
yeah, I got paired with another senior defenseman. His name Derek Schooley. He's actually he's head coach at Robert Morris. Good guy. Took me, there was a smaller group of seniors that year, but there was one of them as well too, Colin Ward, who I know he played over in Europe for a long, long time too. Wardy sort of took me under his wing, and he was from Alberta as well too.
you remember the
And
guys that take you under your wing, right?
yeah, yeah, he was a
Under
great
their
guy.
wing.
Yeah, I sat right beside him in the locker room, and he was dynamite, right? He was really dialed all the time, but had a also knew when to have a good time, but knew when to work hard.
Mm.
And he really had figured it out, and then we just, yeah, we had a great, we had a really good hockey team that year, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of it, and You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
how
I did
close is
have
too
him
good.
written down because he had 50 points that year. I do know another guy that had 50 points one year, but anywho, um, do you know, fun fact, is that I don't think we partied and drank nearly as much as you guys thought we did. We only did when there was a green light. There was no weekday beers.
Well, okay. Well, I didn't think. I was hoping there wasn't weekday beer, so that's good. So we never, when I played too, there was no weekday beers except for
Well, actually, yeah, you're right. I
yeah,
lied.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
sorry about that.
yeah. So
Mm,
yeah, we never did weekday beers either until some of the then it started falling off later.
mm.
Maybe my senior
Snowball got
year. I know
rolling
there
down the
was
hill.
yeah, there was some guys that started weekday beers and then
Slippery
it got
slope.
going. Yeah, then it's a real slippery slope. Then the next year I know they really got it like when I was gone, then they got going and then Bill got let go maybe a year and a half. I don't know if it was 2 years after I left. Anyway, but it's kind of it's interesting, right? Those slopes start going and then she goes
I
sometimes, right?
I would say the chink in the armor were after Christmas when you guys decided to give us like the Tuesday or Wednesday like off practice. Um uh um I do know that there was a time where guys had to go in for treatment and well had participated during the week when we had the day off, but then they still had to go CB
Yeah.
for treatment
Oh yeah,
and the coaching just might have been there and um I believe the days off were canceled after that day.
might have been, might
Maybe.
have been.
I,
Hey,
I believe we earned that we had to
yeah,
practice because
yeah, yeah, because
it had been a slippery slope.
yeah, yeah, you give an inch, take a mile, right? So
I do think though, playing at Western Michigan, the hardest part for me was leaving. I loved it so much. I
yeah,
loved my teammates so much. I loved my life there, other than losing games. Um, and then when you all of a sudden it's just like over, and then you end up in Syracuse with a team that's not really a team, and it's nothing like being a Bronco and being a family and being brothers. And
yeah.
I had a very hard time being I guess, on a team like that because I'd never been on a team where it was individuals and about getting yourself to the next level instead of doing it together.
Yeah, doing it together, right? And that's, and I still think the guys that actually are really successful always understand that being a part of the team is the best way to move forward.
Hmm.
I'm not saying everybody understands that, but yeah, to your point, college is playing NCAA hockey is a really special thing,
Sure
right?
is.
And coaching it was great as well too. But being a part of that team as a player and being a part of the university, you get to know those guys so well, and they are right. They're
We,
lifelong friends,
well, you
right?
grow
Like
up together, right?
yeah, you do, right? And you go through the good and the bad
Yeah.
together, and you get mad at the coach together, and you
Y-
you
y-
try and figure out classes together and girls together, and it's all great, right? And there's nothing like it. So yeah, I mean, when you leave, it's exciting, but it can be hard. And then taking that even one step further, you mentioned earlier, like when you leave hockey as a whole,
Oh,
it can be very, very difficult, right? Because it's such a life, and it's
that's
just,
very
it's
difficult.
yeah, it's unlike anything else, right? Like we are the only sport that has you go from high school to junior hockey, you play some junior, then you go to college. Like everyone else goes right in,
Mm,
right? And maybe that's going to change in the future. I don't know, but so it's just a different culture and it's a different brotherhood, I feel. Again,
yeah.
I never played those other sport. I didn't play football, I didn't do that, but it's everything I hear though is like hockey's just so different. It's
How close knit the group
yeah, how close
should
they
be.
are should be. Yes, when things are good,
Hmm.
they're beyond great,
Hmm.
right? When you have a great team,
Yes.
right? And you're not on them all the time, as we know, but you still have those relationships, and they go because it's such a long season. It's
Oh,
so long,
when did you
and
like you
yeah,
have to have each other's backs like all the time
yeah,
on and that's what I say to my kids
yeah,
now.
on and off the ice, right?
I say it's
Like,
at school, it's at the
yep,
rink, it's at the grocery store, you guys are a team
Yeah, all the time.
all the
But it's
time.
true though, right?
Yeah.
It is true. It starts on the ice and then it goes like all the time. Like I know Wally, like some of like the guys that I played with, like if they called right now and said, "Hey, Kenner, I need some help with this." Okay, what do you got? Like what,
What do you need?
like you could like we haven't talked forever, but you could call me and go, "Hey, I need some help." Okay,
Right.
what do you need?
And that's the
Right?
game. And
And that's the game. And
it's
it's great.
weird when it ended for me, and I resented the game and where it put me in life.
Yeah.
Um, didn't have the bank account I was looking for after all the games I'd played.
Yeah.
And well, I had two little kids and no career job work experience, and you forget what hockey did give you for a while,
Yeah.
and then you get a team back in your life, you get coaching again, you start doing the podcast and seeing all the buddies that you do have, and then it changes your whole mindset of what hockey is about and what it's done for me, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, it does a lot. Like it's a very, it can be very cruel in that way, right? Because the game will always continue on.
Yeah,
But you need to understand what it gives you, right? It gives you it's not just the hockey, right? It's the team, it's the relationships, it's
oh,
understanding how to work inside of a team, how what it means to be, to work hard, to be a leader and to be accountable. If you can get that from hockey and then you translate that over into life, which a lot of people don't have a lot of exposure to. I've learned that over time, right? Is how do you really be a part of a team? Like truly be a part of a team. What is it to be a leader? What is it to be accountable? And if you
mhm.
understand that, you can translate that into life, you're going to be successful. That's
Mhm.
what hockey gives you,
I
right?
totally agree. Yeah.
And then you and then it's great. And then hockey's the most amazing
Yeah.
sport
And
I believe in the whole world.
then you remember it all and you're like,
Then
oh
yeah,
man, like
exactly.
then like I love it as much as when I was a kid. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's not just the because hockey will spit you out,
oh
right?
sure
You saw
does.
that.
Hell
It
yeah.
spits you out, right?
Yeah.
It does. Because the game doesn't care about you.
And it carries
It's the
on without you.
people. Exactly. It will always carry on. It'll always carry on with people leave the game. So the game, but that's not what it's about. It's about the people that you met during the game. That's
Mhm.
what you take with it, and the life lessons.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I believe. So
I couldn't agree more. And I mean, I appreciate everybody that's made the time to talk to me with my busy schedule, same as today. And
yeah,
that's what the game does for you, and being teammates and doing whatever you can for each other, and that shit lasts forever.
it does. Yeah, it does last forever, which is
Hmm.
good.
And I always appreciated. I knew you were trying to help me, and I was trying to help myself.
Yeah,
Just didn't quite get
yeah,
there. Oh God. Yeah. Uh, that next season, Columbus had really penciled me in on the coast. They had guaranteed me the AHL deal to go to Syracuse, determined they did not want me, but you had to take me because you guaranteed me an AHL deal. So
oh, there you
then
go.
I got to training camp and they cut me as fast as you possibly can cut a person. As soon as I got to 48 hours, I was gone.
Oof.
And never got to play with the real players. I got to skate with the draft picks that had just been drafted. They
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but then I was in shape and they were happy about that. But it didn't matter.
yeah.
So went down to the coast and nearly won her, you know? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I know. Yeah,
Lost in the finals. Brutal. Um, so Jamal Mayers and Brooksy were with you
yeah.
quite a bit, and Brooksy really put up points everywhere he went, but you also played pro with him too, eh?
We did. Yeah, we played together in Amarillo. My second year pro, if that's what we'll decide to call it. Uh,
So that you're saying the Western Professional Hockey League wasn't that professional?
well,
It
it had it
sounds
in
professional.
it has it in its name, right? But no, you know what? It was a better league than what it probably gets credit for. I joke around because it was like, I had no, I was not kidding myself that, oh, if I have a great year, I'll get I'll get an American League deal, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be in the NHL. Like there was like,
Right.
I wasn't. We were there. We were playing. I had a great time playing. Right. Again, it was something I knew I could never do again.
Hmm.
And
May as well
yeah,
do
it
it while
was.
you're young, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Why
Right.
grow up
And
yet?
yeah, exactly, exactly. So no, I would, played and experienced that again, hockey allowed me to experience something that not too many people get to, right? And
Hmm.
you get, I saw, yeah, Brooksy and I played in Amarillo together. I love Texas, such a great state,
Hmm.
and the people were amazing. I played 2 years in Louisiana as well too. That was awesome. I talk all the time about just those life experiences. So it was great. I
It's
was I was
the
blessed
life
to be able to do
experiences
them.
are the things you maybe don't appreciate while it's happening too. Is like when I
Yes,
when I
no,
went to Germany and learned how to adapt to a different culture, language, all of it. The coach didn't speak English to me.
yeah,
I mean, it does teach you things for life
it
that, hey,
does.
you know.
Yeah, and exactly right, and it gives you the opportunity to do different things, right? Went for crawfish boils, ate
Mm,
at, I had that the one in Texas. When we were in Texas, they literally had that old 96er. Like that's where it came from. Like the steak was 96 ounces, and it was huge. It was great. This restaurant seated like 2,000 people. It was,
mhm.
just different little things, right? It was awesome.
You know what was awesome was the food playing for Western Michigan. We ate a lot. We ate at a lot of nice restaurants.
We did, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I remember the one place that there was like a steak that you had to try and eat to get on the wall. And it was like the night before a game and somebody was trying to do it. It's like, what are you doing? We play hockey
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Jarmy. I'm sure Jarmy was trying to do it.
Oh, Jeremy was the best, man.
Yeah.
Like some people say I'm fun to be around, but
Oh,
Jeremy, my word, funnest hockey
he is.
player I've ever played with.
Yeah. Yeah. He might. I mean, I didn't play with him, obviously, just coached him, but he is just, he's such a dynamite guy. Hey, like that?
Oh,
Hilarious.
hilarious. And you never know what's coming. You
Yeah.
really don't.
Yeah. I know. Well, he's such
Oh,
a smart guy too. Like he's
right.
so smart,
Mm,
right? And he's got that wit about him. So yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah. And
awesome.
he's got great timing, you know. Like
Oh yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
you never see it coming, and then all of a sudden he does something that just floors you, and it's
Yeah.
so funny every time.
Yeah.
You know who really took me under my wing when I was going to Western was Dave Cousineau.
Oh, Coos, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's weird how it
He's a
all works out, but I don't think he was my mentor that you guys gave me, but he did live in Waterloo when I was in Elmira and invited me to a puck and ball tournament with him and his
oh,
buddies.
nice. Yeah.
And well, that turned into a career in Germany because one of our teammates that weekend was Brandon Dietrich. And when he needed a line mate in Germany and they asked him if he knew anybody, he said me. And that's how I got over there was Coos having me to a puck and ball tournament.
Oh, nice. There you
Yeah,
go.
small
That's the
world.
hockey world. That's the hockey world,
That's
right?
how it works, right? When you show people you
Yeah.
can have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a good time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
need a
can
line
shoot
mate?
yeah, need a lineman. I can shoot the puck and I'll have a hell of a good time with
And I
you.
love kebabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Exactly.
well, I don't know what else I have, you know. It is the middle of the day. But did you see when Foz got called in to play for the Chicago Blackhawks as the
I
E-bug?
saw that. Hey, wasn't that unreal? I was so happy for him,
So
right?
happy for
Like
him, yeah.
so happy for him. I was so ecstatic for him because there's a guy that loved the game,
Hockey, yeah.
right? He loves hockey. Great that he's still playing, doing all that. Then he gets a game. It,
In the
uh, it
NHL.
was it
And
was
stopped
unbelievable.
all the pucks.
Yeah, I know.
Stopped
And
them all.
stopped him. That was awesome. It was great.
One of my favorite Foz stories is when he was sick and he was being a teammate and trying to play through it. We were playing Notre Dame. I still remember it because I was the back checking forward. Must have been beat on the forecheck. Because I was skating behind Brett Lebda and he took a slap shot from the red line. And I watched it go in and I was like, are you flipping kidding me? And then Foss took off his helmet and puked all over the
Puked.
ice. Oh God, it
Like,
was so
oh,
disgusting.
maybe we shouldn't have played them, eh?
Right. Maybe you would have stopped that puck if you weren't throwing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
If your eyes weren't watering. Yeah, exactly.
I remember doing this at Western. Did it a lot in my career, but freezing my wrist for games, that was a thing. Do you remember that?
When you had that injury?
Yeah, it happened
Yeah,
multiple times in my career. I did it in
I
Germany,
remember
or
that.
I did it in Elmira in the finals the year before I got to Western. We were freezing it for games, and I remember doing it for a while at Western Michigan. It's interesting the things you do to play the game back in the day, eh?
Yeah, I know. I know. You know it is. Yeah, you just sort of
Do
think
it
it's all normal at that time, right?
right. I
Yeah,
don't.
where other
Yeah.
people look at you sideways when you talk about it.
Well, and then yeah, if you explain it to people now, you're like, you did what?
Yeah. Like, what do
um,
you mean? What do you mean freezing? Yeah.
yeah, and it's like in the NHL now when they're in the playoffs and maybe someone's not playing as good as normal, and you're like, well, do you have any idea what he's playing through? So you may
Yeah.
want to get off his back because he's probably playing with broken ribs or a broken finger or something, and
Yeah.
he's out
Yeah.
there
Like
giving
guys
her.
that, yeah. No, exactly, right? Like they talk about and stuff comes out after. It's like, oh, he was playing on a broken ankle.
Yeah,
Oh, weird, you know.
weird. I
Yeah.
remember Heatley was getting the gears from all the reporters during the one playoffs, and I was playing with his brother in Germany, and he's like, he's playing with a broken wrist right now. And I was like, "Meh."
Yeah.
And they're really
Figured.
not being kind to him. That must be frustrating for a guy.
Oh, I know. Hey. Yeah.
Stupid. Um, Anywho, you got anything else before I'm done here?
I don't know.
I got one
Well,
for you
yeah.
because you stopped playing, then you went back to Kalamazoo, I guess, to go to school again. You end up playing 8 games for the
Yeah.
Wings. But how did you get the coaching job? How did you become my coach?
Well, so yeah, I came after I finished playing. I was done in Monroe, Louisiana. Brooksy, who, as you mentioned, he was in Amarillo the year before. He took the assistant job back at Western under Jim, and I had just stayed in contact with him and talked about him and I talked with him, and so I came back in 2000, started my graduate program, and then I was a volunteer coach. So what I did is, so I went to school, but coached at the same time. So as a volunteer coach, came back and worked in the finance department, and I ended up getting married right then, and went to school for 2 years, coached as a volunteer for 2 years. And then it started working out. So Scott Garrow was there. And
Hmm.
so Scotty eventually ended up, he left, went to Cornell.
Yep.
And so the position, kind of came up and I was like, hey, I loved coaching at that time. So I thought it would be a good opportunity and it
Yeah.
was. And so that's how I ended up stepping in on that. So
Right. Yeah, because Garrow was there when I was getting recruited and then was there my first year. He was a
yeah.
good, great dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Scotty's a great guy. Scotty, a great guy. Yeah. So then I came in. So yeah, because I wasn't there when I was there. You weren't there yet. I know your freshman year I wasn't there. So I was working. So I took a job at went in banking. And then when Scotty left, Brooksy called and said, "Hey, like, what do you think?" And so decided to move into coaching then for.
Right.
So yeah, because I think, yeah, when I started, that would have been your sophomore year.
Yeah. Yeah, you were with me for 3 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So
My third year was good. My
yeah,
junior year,
your junior year.
that one went good, but yeah, didn't really go anywhere with it. Just didn't quite work out.
Yeah. Well, oh well.
Well, you just
Yeah,
do your best, forget the rest, right?
that's right. There you go.
Well, man, it's been great catching up with you. And
Yeah, it's been
this is
awesome,
what I
Wally.
love about this is catching up with the good people from my past. And I do appreciate everything you did trying to help me get to the next level. And um, you know, didn't quite work out, but gave her a good shot.
Oh, hey, you may not have ended up playing in the NHL, but when you look back on it, you played in some great areas,
Yeah,
right? You
and
got
won
you
some
got to see
trophies.
yeah, you got to see the world,
Mm,
right? Like I got. I know lots of people never been to Europe, right?
Right.
You've
And
been to
I would
Europe,
have never
you
got,
lived in Europe.
I probably
Yeah.
never would have been to Europe if I wasn't good at hockey.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I think you did an amazing job, Wally. You did
Aw,
you did
thank
awesome.
you.
There you go, right? You know?
Yeah, no, but
So
sometimes when you go through your career and you didn't get to the places you wanted to get to and didn't make the money you wanted, and then you don't feel as good about what you did, and then it takes your teammates and friends coming on your podcast and then realizing that you did win trophies in a few different countries and that any one of those guys you won with will, for the most part, the Danes are pretty scared. But they'll come make the time for me and want to
yeah,
talk to me, and it's the only way I can do this. I think winning changes everything. And but then the Broncos,
it does. Yeah.
we didn't win, but we are brothers for life.
Yeah, no, and that you get that when you play NCAA hockey, whatever level. I think it's something special,
Oh yeah,
and it's awesome. And whether you made your money or not, you did great things. So it's good stuff. It's good
whatever.
stuff.
Um, no, but well, I'm proud of what you've done after too. You're a good guy, a good coach that cared about his players, and then to see what you did in the real world, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, thanks. Yeah, no, it's been
It's the
great.
last nice
And
thing
like I
I'm
said,
saying to you.
there you go. Yeah,
Mhm.
good. Hey, next time you're doing yoga, buddy, I'm
Not
putting you, I'm
not a
putting you
chance,
through
man.
it.
That's over. I can still touch my toes.
Oh, okay, I'll wait to see that
Hey,
at
by
the
the way,
reunion.
okay, so you could say me and my roommates got picked on a bit when it came to exercising. Do you
Was there
recall
was there a
that?
reason?
Well, I'm not sure. But maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe. Um, but my senior year, you split up the team into like 3 or 4 different teams for the fitness testing, and there was a
Yeah,
bunch of different challenges. Do you remember which team won?
yeah, I know. It shocked me as well.
Right,
It
and all
shocked
the
me as
coaches,
well.
staff, you guys were not cheering for us to win. You didn't think we were going to, but guess what? We're gamers.
Okay, you guys show up. That's right. See, it worked, right? See
Yeah,
how that worked?
right. Reverse psychology. You
Reverse
made us
psychology.
care.
The guys were like, screw you. I know you were
You
like,
don't
F
think
you,
we could beat
Tanner.
the in shape guys?
Yeah, I can do this all day long. That's right.
Bring the noise. We just keep squatting until you can't anymore. It's
Yeah,
like we can do
exactly.
that.
I can do that all day long. No problem.
Just 2 miles of 12 minutes. It's just
Yeah, that one.
it's not
Just
possible.
yeah, yeah. That came in when I started, like when I was there.
I knew
Yeah,
you
that
got it
was
from
it.
somewhere. I was not
Yeah,
happy when that came to the table.
yeah. She was. Yeah.
I'm more of a
That's nothing.
sprinter, short distances, shuttle runs than
Mm.
just running for 12 minutes. Well, or 13 and a half.
Or yeah.
Give or take.
That's not it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure it was ever 12, but anyway, yeah.
The first number wasn't 12.
Yeah.
No, I think we were supposed to be under 12 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, eh? Do your best.
Do your best. Keep going.
Really burnt myself out on the first lap. I remember I was having too much fun joking around with the guys, and I wasn't being serious. And then I burnt my,
Yeah,
just
it
didn't play the
happens.
game right that day.
No, that's right.
Hmm.
Oh well, what can you do?
What would be your best memory from Western Michigan as a coach?
Oh, that's good. Good question.
Right.
Um,
See, for me and the guys I was with and you coaching, most of my best memories, well, were off the ice. Mhm.
yeah, which is too bad, hey?
It's too bad, right? Because when
Yeah,
yeah, when you win, that's what you remember.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I always found like I really enjoyed practices, to be honest with you. Not the ones where you're just skating,
What
but
language are you speaking?
you know what? Hey, when you're coaching right now, enjoy the practices because I always found it was some of the best times to interact with the guys,
Oh yeah,
working on little things. And then when you saw what you talked about in practice, like
yeah.
I can remember working with Brian Pasco,
Hmm.
who he's a beauty of an
Yes.
individual. Loved that kid so much. He was so friendly, and working with him on like tying a guy up in front of the net. And we worked on it during practice, and then he did it in a game.
Yep.
That to me, it little thing, right? Just a guy taking a stick in front of the net.
Oh yeah.
But then somebody doesn't score and maybe you win the game, although we didn't win a lot. But right.
Yeah.
But little things like that, that to me was those are the great things about coaching. So when you
Oh yeah.
no, I mean I enjoyed, being on the bench and like I remember we were getting shit kicked in Ohio State.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, you would have been on the team. So we lost like 8-0 in Ohio State.
Um,
And
well, if you want my recollection of that day, um, I met with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in the hotel before the game. Had a great interview. They were really interested.
yeah,
And then we went out and got absolutely smashed 7-0. And you
smashed.
know what?
7-0. Yeah.
I never heard from them again.
It's weird. That's just bad recruiting by them. Bad
Mm.
recruiting.
And
Yeah.
then there was another night at University of Michigan. My agent tells me Ron Hextall's coming to watch. The Flyers, scouts all say I'm great, and he's coming to watch that the final decision's going to be made. And well, you would have thought I was hammered. It was the worst game I ever played. I could see him standing on the other side of the
Yeah.
arena, and I
On
just
the
couldn't
other
handle
side of
it.
Yost.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, with a
Yeah.
stupid clipboard, and I just couldn't even handle it. That there was an NHL team there to watch me play, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't tough
Just
enough that day.
just didn't get her. Yeah.
Mm,
But those are, I don't know. It's funny. I remember some of those, like, because some guy beaking me, I can remember he was yelling at our players. Like I remember Yancey was there, right? And this guy's like, I'm like, dude, these guys are like 20 years. Like, why are you yelling at these players? So I can remember I moved all the way down the bench and I stood there so that the guy would yell at me, right?
right,
And then I beat him back too. But I'm
right.
like, why are you yelling at like, yeah, okay, the guys are having a bad game and we're getting told when we're losing.
Mhm.
But I did, that to me I think was it's not like my most favorite memory, but those are the things I actually remember of like, okay,
The
this
the
isn't
little things you got to do
I'm
to
not
help.
gonna, yeah,
Yeah, to have
I'm not
everybody's
gonna
back.
I'm not gonna let the guy yell at Reed because I
Do
don't or
you
whatever.
well, uh do you recall Chris Frank body checking a guy at University of Michigan?
Yeah, oh yeah. I
Mm,
recall that one. Yeah, that was a
that,
good one.
that was big.
Yeah.
That was the biggest body check I've ever seen.
Yeah, that might be one of the biggest. Yeah, I've seen
If
live too. Yeah.
anybody wants to look at it, it is on YouTube. Check out Chris Frank.
Yeah.
Hit
That
a player
was
from University of Michigan. It was something. You were there.
yeah,
I
that
was there.
was yeah, yeah. Did you play with Frank in Cardiff?
Played against him.
Oh, there you go.
We did not get along on the ice. Um, it was weird actually. I hadn't seen him since Western Michigan, and we were
Yeah.
boys, and he was one of my freshmen that I took under my wing with all of them and played as hard as I could with them. And then went out to play him the first time, and I hadn't seen him. So for fun, the first shift against him, I went up behind him and whacked him in the back of the legs. To said, "Hey, Frankie," and well, he turned around and was not the Frankie I remembered. His eyes were crossed, and he tried to cross-check me in the face. And then I realized we were in one. And then there were some more situations on the ice that he suplexed me once when I was trying to help out a friend after a whistle. He let me know I was his bitch. So then, well, I didn't appreciate that. So I knew he didn't play with a jock. Um, so I had to find out if he still loved me or not, and
Yeah.
find out if this was going to be real. So after one of the whistles, well,
Gave him a little tap.
I pressed up. It wasn't like I didn't like hit him. I just put my stick between his legs and like lifted up as hard as I could to try and crush his testicle. Um, and he didn't punch me. It was as vulnerable as I put myself. I left my hands down to press up on his net,
Yeah.
and he did not punch me. And I knew he still loved me, and I
There you go.
wasn't his bitch.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's been on the pod like a bunch of times now.
Good.
We've talked about it, we've hashed it out, we've moved on.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
good.
do agree that he's the
But
type of guy that it was time to hang up the wheels because you're going to ruin some friendships the way you're playing out here.
well, hey, he was part of his team at
Oh,
that time,
we were in
right?
different jerseys that day.
Different jerseys.
What are
You
you gonna
can,
do?
yeah, it's the way she goes.
Well, and
It's
if
the
I
way
was
she
gonna
goes.
let him own me like that, then I am his bitch, and I couldn't let that happen. So,
Well, yeah, you gotta get back. There you go.
right, you can't back down from nobody, even if they're way bigger and stronger than you, right? They'll remember
When,
they're your friend
yeah,
when you try to break their testicle.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's definitely way bigger and way stronger than
Do you,
both of
you
us.
so
Than both of us,
do
Wally.
you even like remember the type of numbers I was lifting at Western Michigan? Off the charts, man.
I know, and that's probably
I
you know
don't
what
even I don't think you're remembering correctly.
no, I probably don't. I
No,
probably
like
don't.
there was a time I think I was
I
bench pressing like 235, squatting like jeepers nearly 400 pounds when I think my butthole is gonna fall out on the floor.
Yeah, I think now, I think bench press is
Mm.
the dumbest thing that hockey players can do. That is the
Well,
worst. I'm putting it up there. It's the worst thing that hockey players can do.
really.
Yeah. And where I go,
What about max clean where you really snap them wrists and get low?
clean cleaning at least is a full cleaning. Right? You're going to max clean way better than max. Hey, and you know what? I'd like to see we should get Jeff on. Yeah, I know you probably talked to Lovecchio too,
Oh
but
yeah.
I'm going with bench press, Wally. All it does is it builds up your chest, pulls your shoulders forward. And why do so many hockey players have shoulder injuries? Because they're not balanced.
I
Cleaning,
I
you
thought it
go
was from
cleaning.
2 mile runs having bad knees and shins.
No, 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 that
No,
won't. That
that's good for
no,
you.
no, no.
Fine,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
that's fine. Anyway, hey, that's just me. I'm just going off on the bench press.
Um, yeah, no, I never had a problem with the bench press because got big arms, nice triceps. So I mean, I was always into it. I have no problem with the bench press. It's
Yeah,
all the other things.
yeah. It's all the other things like working on
Ah,
legs, speed. Cleaning. Like when
oh,
you clean.
when I went back to West Michigan this summer, well, we drove by the football stadium, and I didn't know how I felt about that. There's a lot of stairs at that football stadium.
There is a lot of stairs in the football stadium. Yeah.
Didn't like that. Didn't like
No.
when I had to carry a guy up them. Body's not built for that, but I did it.
Well,
I still remember the first time we ever worked out at the football stadium, the very first time, and it's the end of the workout.
yeah.
Almost,
And
almost.
we're having a chat. Is that the one you're talking about?
This was before you were coaching me. This was freshman
Oh,
year.
okay.
And
Okay.
Sean Rose, we're in the middle of holding a plank, I think, for as long as you possibly could. We were,
So about 30 seconds for you.
thank you.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
well, I probably gutted it out and made it at least halfway. Um, but he looked at me and said, "Well, Wally, still want to be a college hockey player?" And I was thinking to
Yeah,
myself, I was
Rosie.
like, I
What the
don't
hell is
know. I got to
this?
do this for 4 fucking years.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is
What
this?
is all
Yeah.
this?
What's going on here? Yeah.
Back in
Hey,
Elmira,
yeah.
we'd walk to the track and run 2 laps and then walk back to the arena.
Yeah.
That was workouts.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Every freshman wonders if they join they if
If it's really
for
like
some
this
reason,
everywhere.
yeah, if they got or if they got assigned to the track team. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Why
It's
why are we doing this much running?
well,
Yeah.
it is not different in Germany. Well, depending on who you get as a coach, but let's say the football stadium in Kalamazoo is not the track I hate the most. Um,
Oh, is that right? Wow.
no, not even close, actually.
Wow.
Bietigheim, Germany, they made us go the start of July, and there was no ice in for 6 weeks. We had no
Jeez.
ice. We didn't play hockey. We were track stars. We would have 3 days, Monday to Thursday. And well, it'd be lifting
3 days.
weights, it would be running. There was a time where he was making us run while carrying weights. It was something else. And he probably wasn't thinking that you make imports come to Germany in July and make them do that from Monday to Thursday and then give them the weekend off. Um,
Yeah.
well, we got to know each other that month.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You got to experience German beer, I would imagine.
Couple of them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, we became
That's
a
a good
team in
thing.
those weekends, but the Germans would all go home and it'd be us 6 imports or 5 imports sitting around going, well, what are we doing today?
What's going on? What's going on Friday at 10 a.m.? Yeah.
Mondays would be tough then getting back into those 3-a-days, but we'd
Yeah.
grind her out.
Yeah. See, there you go. Those are the stories game
you,
gives you. It's good.
you can really dig down deep once you've got through the Bronco workouts, right? I guess I didn't really
Yeah.
get through them because I did not make it in 12 minutes, but
Yeah.
sorry about that.
But but you experience them.
Yeah, it's tough when you don't accomplish the goals as one of the captains, but I
Yeah.
didn't find it achievable.
Yeah. You just decided it wasn't achievable. Oh, this isn't gonna work.
I never saw a stick out there. I never saw a puck. I never saw a
Yeah.
goalie to shoot on. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
It's
you just
like,
run?
yeah. What is this? What the heck's going
Is
on
this
here?
some kind of a game? I don't even understand who I'm
Yeah.
trying to beat.
Yeah. How do I win? What's going on?
I surely did not win.
Yeah. Am I
Oh,
losing right now? Yeah.
what are you gonna do? But no, it was great memories. Obviously we both wish we won more, but we both were doing the best we could, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know. You learn, take things you learn from there and
You better.
apply them later in life. That's all you can do. It's
That
good.
is all you can do. I
Yeah.
agree. Well, great catching up with you, sir. And
Awesome, Wally. Yeah.
yeah, and congratulations on being like this big fancy real world guy, eh?
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, I know. No, we didn't get too much into it. Yeah, it was good. It's been awesome.
Well, and hard work pays off, right?
Hard work does pay off. You got to grind.
You gotta
And
dig down deep.
if you can get through the 2 miler, you can get through most stuff, Wally.
Well,
There you
I
go.
did run all 8 laps.
Yeah, no, that's
Never
what I
walked a
mean.
step.
That's what I mean. You run, you grind through, and
You
you
crossed
can
that
you can
line and you did the best you could.
yep, you keep pushing.
And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Patty and Pork.